Anyway, that's what we're here from the garden back to in the Simpsons review. And if you already seen the last one, go and check it out. And this episode starts with this movie, pretty much, that Homer said that he's watched it 2 times already. And obviously, Marge wants to do some making out with him, pretty much. If, of course, you know what she means by it. And Homer's saying that exactly like, we'll do it tomorrow, pretty much. Months later, yeah, Homer's still not being able to do it. Later that year, when they're making out, Bart comes in, telling them not to turn the light on, pretty much. And he's saying that he thinks he saw a UFO when it was just a umbrella. And he's saying if he could sleep in their room, and he said no. And she said no. And then he said, why not the roof? And she says yes. So he's going out there and pretty much falling. And Marge thinks that she and Homer's have a marriage, of course, their marriage whole problem and stuff, and want to figure out some way of fixing it, of course. So, these get some books, pretty much. Which, he said, try to find some books where nobody will be able to notice, or reading those types of books, and when the kids come, they're saying, what are y'all looking at? And they're like, nothing. And again, reading these books, and Bart obviously talking about these whole alien kind of things and stuff. And this thing sewing to the vice president, and the music when he says it's time to celebrate, it's the time to celebrate, come on song that plays. And of course, Homer and Marge in the bathtub, and they're stuck. Homer obviously breaks the sewer, or the faucet, pretty much. It sprays Marge and turns off the light. And pretty much they're in this hotel, pretty much, and the mayor's there and saying that the toilet is clogged in the caveman room, which they go into the, pretty much, yeah, this a room that doesn't even look great. So they start pretty much driving over this tape, and Homer, or Grandpa Simpson, is wondering why Homer's so down, and he tells him, and Bart said that he had sex before with his wife, and pretty much has this antidote, this elixir, pretty much, that he makes with some old things. And yeah, when he tries to give it to Homer, he's already out the car, so he gives him the elixir. He drinks it, and he's like, oh. And he tells the kids to go watch a movie while he goes, makes out with, obviously, Marge. They're wondering what their parents are doing, and they're not sure. And, of course, Marge is telling Homer exactly like him and his dad going to basically starting a product. Yeah, pretty much starting a product of those elixirs. And he's wondering where his shorts are, his pants are, and we see Ned and his wife pretty much trying to get his pants down from the tree. And yeah, pretty much them making elixirs, or some more of those potions, pretty much, which they call it a really interesting name, pretty much. And this guy punches Homer in the face when he's trying to, which, yeah, he's not a real good advertiser. And Grandpa Simpson comes up showing how it's done, and yeah, he pretty much, for how old he is, he's still got the guts in him of doing a good speech, which everybody starts to like and starts to buy him. And one of the scientists drinks it, and he transforms into pretty much not needing to wear glasses. And yeah, everybody pretty much starting to make out, pretty much. Again, of, you know what I mean, kind of making out. And everybody is wondering where all the parents are. And Nelson is saying that who cares, because he was running this town now, and he's like, carry on. And again, Bart is obviously talking about this whole more aliens kind of thing, and Ralph is asking him if he can heat up his dinner in their oven, pretty much. So Homer and Grandpa Simpson go to sell more elixirs, pretty much, which they go to this town and get the volunteer of pretty much Homer, which they wonder why his face is on it. And they start getting chased, pretty much. And they're wondering why they're getting chased. And he's like, well, they wouldn't be chasing us if the chase music was on, pretty much. And right when they turn off the music, they stop chasing them. That was pretty funny. And of course, Bart saying that all of the parents are pretty much closing doors and closing blinds, pretty much making out with each other. And Bart is obviously thinking that they're doing some evil diabolical plan, even though obviously he's over his head. And Milhouse obviously attacking him, and Lisa mentions some things with vampires, and they think it's serious. Like, her face says it all, pretty much. And Grandpa Simpson tells Homer to stop at that house because he tells him this house is where he grew up in, where Homer grew up in with his dad, Grandpa Simpson, and Homer's mom, pretty much. And they wonder where all the cows went, got scared off, and yeah, Homer as a kid scaring off the cows. And yeah, pretty much Grandpa Simpson pretty much trying to turn on the light and yeah, gets hit in the head, and Homer obviously laughing until the bathtub falls on top of him. They're still all hurting, and they see the old TV radio kind of thing which Homer used to watch TVs and programs on, and saying that he said that to his mom that he would like to have a president, or be a president, some type of president, and basically his father Grandpa Simpson telling him that he doesn't have the gut, obviously, and to stop dreaming about it. And they start having an argument, pretty much. They start having a fight, and pretty much start fighting each other. And Grandpa Simpson that Homer was an accident, and he never wanted Homer, which Homer stops the car and tells his dad to get out, which Grandpa Simpson gets out of the car and tells him that he's probably not that angry to drive away, which he drives away, and Grandpa Simpson is wondering if he still remembers his training from the army, and he's like, no, because it takes him all night. And he tries to forgive his son, but Homer obviously ignoring his father. He tries to stick it through the mail slot, and Marge is wondering exactly if he's going to ignore his dad the rest of his life, and he said no, for the rest of his life, for his dad's life, pretty much. And again, the kids, pretty much, Bart and his friends, and Lisa, obviously, still doing this, plotting, or exactly wondering exactly what all the parents are doing, obviously. And Homer is telling the kids that his dad and him are going through some rough times, pretty much, and he says from now on he wants to be a better father, which he takes them away or carries them away, and they're like, they can't breathe. So Grandpa Simpson pretty much still trying to sell his elixirs, and he tries to use Barney as his son, even though, yeah, it doesn't work. And Grandpa Simpson's like, after everybody runs away and Barney passes out, he says that he liked it better with Homer because he knew how to drive a car. Which, yeah, pretty much Homer eating some chips and having with the kids and telling Bart that he's going to teach him and be a better father and teach him how to ride a bike. And he gives him 3 reasons. A, he knows how to ride a bike. 2, he already owns a bike. And 3, that's a girl's bike. So, yeah, he tries to teach him and tells him about those reasons. Lisa wants to get off that swing, pretty much, and Homer obviously saying that he needs to go and take a thinking process, which he goes to his old house where he grew up in, and he says that his father basically never said a nice thing to Homer in his whole life, pretty much, growing up. Yeah, Grandpa Simpson pretty much never said a nice thing to Homer when throughout Homer's life of growing up in that house. And he sees a picture and actually realizes that it was his dad dressed up as Santa. And the picture accidentally catches on fire, which pretty much he sets the whole house on fire, which Grandpa Simpson pretty much throws the elixir into the fire and pretty much starts setting the house on fire, which they come out while the place is burning and saying that basically forgiving each other, and Grandpa Simpson telling Homer that he's sorry for saying that he was an accident, being born of accident, not wanting Homer to be born. And they say that Homer says if he's going to say a nice thing about him, since he never did growing up, and pretty much he says exactly that, saying that he's sorry for saying that Homer was a mistake. So they hug it out while the place crumbles, and they say Homer says if they want to go and lay on, or pretty much they go and start rolling in the fire, because yeah, they catch on fire, so they start rolling in the grass. But a sweet ending to a great episode. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, respond notifications turned on so you don't miss anything new, and let me know what y'all think, and catch y'all next one. Bye!